Apple does it, so does Wendy's, and Costco too. They get rid of the options, they trim down and make it super easy for you to spend money, and a lot of money. And there's a lot you can learn from how they do it. We're going to talk about all that today in just a sec. If you're new here, my name's Jon Davids. I am the author of Marketing Superpowers, Build a Brand So Good that Getting Customers Feels Like Magic. Make sure you get your copy if you want to grow your business. The paperback, the Audible, the Kindle. Get it at Amazon or wherever you buy books. Get a free chapter at marketingsuperpowersbook.com. I know there are so many new listeners to this podcast every single week. Thank you so much. If you like the show, all I ask is you leave a rating, leave a review on Apple, Spotify, YouTube, wherever you're getting this. And of course, if you want my newsletter, go to jondavids.com. Follow me across social. Now, let's get to today's show. All right, guys, so today we're talking Apple, Wendy's, Costco, and something very special that we can learn from all these companies. And if this sounds familiar, it should be, because this is a recent post that I did on LinkedIn. It was read by, as the time of this recording, it was read by 6.5 million people. It's been liked 8,400 times, 631 comments. So today I'm going to give it to you. I'm going to expand on it, and I'm going to get into the comments, especially the spicy ones, because that's where the fun is at. Let's get into it right now. So Apple does something pretty interesting. It's the biggest company in the world selling as few things as they possibly can. They've got phones, they've got computers, they got tablets, watches, and earbuds. Now, there is more, of course. There's services, there's a few other categories, but these categories alone, the ones I just mentioned, make up the vast majority of revenue, about 80% of revenue, which is just under $300 billion in sales last year. Now, they give you a lot less decisions to make, and therefore, they get you to spend more money. If you want to buy an iPhone, there's only so many iPhones you can buy. If you want to buy an iPad, if you want to buy a watch, if you want to buy a MacBook, there's only so many that you can buy. Now, to be fair, if you look at all their SKUs, I believe there's around 23 or 24 parent SKUs. And then if you go below that, you can get different colors and different sizes, and you could get different bandwidth and different chip types. And so, yes, you can certainly get into the weeds as you get lower down. But for a company doing 400 billion in revenue, the fact that they have this few products is a really interesting thing. Let's look at Costco. Now, these guys make $460,000 a minute at Costco. That's the sales numbers per minute. And no matter what you buy, they're going to make it a quick choice. If you want peanut butter, they got 1 to 2 options. If you want olive oil, they got 1 to 2 options. If you want dog food, how many options y'all think you're going to find? About 1 or 2. You get the idea. Less choice means faster decisions, and you sell more stuff. Now, Wendy's is interesting because they sell burgers, fries, and drinks. And usually, if you get a burger, a fry, and a drink, you're going to get it in a meal combo. They're going to bundle it for you. And they do that for a reason. They want to make the order simple, right? You can get the Baconator combo, or you could get the double stack combo, or you can get Dave's triple combo. By bundling it for you, they can move meals faster. And they did over $11 billion in 2023. So here's Costco with 1 to 2 options per product. Here's Wendy's that's bundling the meals together. And here's Apple that's got over $300 billion, 80% of their revenue coming from about 5 categories. Interesting stuff. What can we learn? Well, we can learn that your customers don't want more selection. They just want a better solution. So trim down your options and lift your sales. That's the point that I get out of this. Slim down, trim down, keep it simple. All right, there's what I said. That's what I put out, and I got a ton of reaction. So I want to go deeper on a few specific points right now. Let me get to the comments first, because these comments, I'm going to answer them right now, but some of the fiery comments, guys, these are fantastic. So Casey says, hey, listen, Wendy's sells 16 options of hamburgers, 15 options of chicken, 4 different kinds of salad, 4 different bakery items, coffees, beverages, all this kind of stuff. Jon, they are not simple. You are full of it. All right, Casey, hold on a second. I'm going to get to that. I'm going to tell you why it is indeed simple, and Wendy's does indeed keep it super slim, and no, it is not complicated. Somebody else, Heather, says she totally agrees, and the Cheesecake Factory gives you anxiety, it gives you stress. Yes, I've actually heard that. It is a serious condition. The Cheesecake Factory is causing anxiety around the world, guys. That menu weighs a ton. So yeah, Cheesecake Factory, I hear you. They do not make it simple, but they do something interesting. I'll tell you that in a second also. A few people mentioned that In-N-Out Burger would be a better example than Wendy's. I agree with you, but I just talked about In-N-Out Burger not that long ago. And then Diana, this is actually one of my favorites. She totally agrees, but she prefers looking at other brands like Taco Bell and Starbucks and Amazon and Nike that don't keep it simple. And the point she's trying to make is that this is not a one-size-fits-all solution. And I agree with that too. Nothing that I say that's going to be read by 6, 7, 8 million people is going to be one-size-fits-all. But the point here is the same. When you keep it simple, you sell more stuff. Now, I want to talk about this Wendy's idea first and the fact that they have a lot of other products, which is true, but they do keep it simple, and they keep it simple by bundling. So here's what you guys have to understand. It doesn't matter how many products you actually have. If you can bundle them together, you are still keeping it simple for the consumer. So think about what happens when you go to McDonald's or Wendy's or Burger King or any of these places. I use Wendy's as the example, but it applies to any of that type of restaurant. What they do is they say most people are going to want a combination of things, right? You don't go in generally and just get a hamburger. You get a hamburger and you get a drink and you get a side of French fries. So let's just bundle that together and make different combinations in sizings, in sandwich options, in different kinds of French fries. If you want the onion rings or the spicy fries, or you want to get a Coke or a Pepsi or a Sprite, you can make those decisions yourself. But structurally, the meal combos are designed to move you along faster. So yes, even though you have 16 options of chicken and 14 options of hamburger, that doesn't make a difference because most people aren't in that level of analysis paralysis. They're making a decision based on the 8 combos that are presented to them on the menu. Now, somebody else made a very good point, which is 100% true, is that the combos also help upsell you. Because if you had intended to come in just for French fries and a sandwich, you're then upsold to a drink because the combo is cheaper or the same price as just getting the fries and the sandwich, which is 100% true. So the combo is multi-purpose. Not only does it move you along the line faster and make it a simpler process, but it also helps you buy more. And if you've read the book, y'all know this because this is the product ladder in action. I talk about this in the product ladder section in Marketing Superpowers. So of course, that's another benefit of the combo. Another way to think about this and apply it in your business is about hero products. So this is what I call the 95-5 rule. 5% of your products are going to attract 95% of the consumers. We see this in e-commerce. We see this in restaurants. We see this in all kinds of businesses, even B2B. The fact is, you don't want to plaster all your products in your promotion, in your advertising. You want to think, what are the 1 or 2 or 3 things that are going to attract attention? And that is how you declutter the experience. I'll give you an example from Influicity, my marketing agency. We go to market and we talk about very few things. We talk about building customer communities. Sometimes we talk about influencer marketing, and we'll talk about social media, which are core services that we offer. Now, in reality, we do a ton of search engine optimization. We do a ton of paid ads management, performance marketing. We make a lot of podcasts. We do all kinds of things, but we don't mention all that in our upfront marketing because we don't want to confuse people. We don't want to overwhelm people. So we don't go out and talk about everything. We talk about the 5% of what we do that's going to attract 95% of customers. And once we have you in the door, once we're having a conversation, we can sell you more stuff based on what you need, but we don't bring you in with that. Same with cruise ships. I've talked about cruise ships a whole bunch, and I know a lot of you read my article on cruise ships. Cruise ships are the ultimate product ladders. They bring you in with one simple thing, a cruise. And once you're in, they can sell you drink packages and different kinds of rooms and activities and excursions and all kinds of other stuff. But imagine what the buying experience would be like if they brought you in and they immediately tried to attract you with 1,200 different things that you could buy all at once. It would be insane. It would be insane. You can't do that. You've got to make it simple. So the point I want to make, and this is the overarching theme of the article, is yes, you can have a lot of stuff. You can sell a lot of stuff, but you can't market all that stuff to everybody up front because you're going to confuse the hell out of them. And this is where so many business owners and marketers and growth specialists get it wrong because they want to talk about everything because they're excited about everything. Of course, you're excited about everything, but you're going to overwhelm your potential customers. So knock it off. Now, let's think bigger. Let's think more macro. What if some people say, well, you know something, Walmart sells 50,000 items. Amazon sells 3 million items. What do you think of that, John? All right. Hang on a second. Hold your horses. Let's think about this in terms of categories. Let's take a very simple category. Let's take home goods or home renovation or things that you would sell to people in their home. So what are some categories there that you could sell? Well, maybe you specialize in lighting. So you could have a business that just sells lighting. And there are plenty of businesses out there that just sell lighting. What about windows or blinds? We just sell windows and blinds. Or appliances. Plenty of companies only sell appliances. Wood paneling, paint. You could go on and on. There's any number of retailers, of businesses that just specialize in things that you would need to renovate your home or to decorate your home. And then you'll have a player like Home Depot. Now, what's the difference between Home Depot and all the other specialty retailers that you might go to? Well, the difference is that Home Depot is a generalist, and Home Depot is trying to serve lots of people with a big variety of options. But the biggest difference of all is that Home Depot goes wide and shallow, and everybody else goes narrow and deep. If you just sell lighting, you're going to have tons of lighting options. You're going to have all kinds of customization, but you just sell lighting. So to the consumer, if you put everything together that I've just talked about, to the consumer, what you have is a lighting store. Okay, simple enough. I know that if I want lighting, I go to you. If you're doing your marketing right, you're only talking about 2 or 3 or 4 things to get them in the door. So maybe you're just talking about chandeliers, or you're just talking about lighting for your driveway. You're just talking about things that you know 95% of people are going to be interested in. And then when they come in, through good salesmanship and good merchandising, you can sell them anything that they want in the area of lighting. And you could actually have hundreds or thousands of SKUs, but you brought them in with lighting. Same thing applies to any kind of narrow specialty retailer. But if you're Home Depot, you're not going to be able to sell 1,500 different kinds of lights. You're going to probably have 5, 10, 15 lights, and that's your entire lighting aisle, right? You can't sell anything more than that. Obviously, there's a physical space barrier, but there's also just a practical barrier. You can't carry every single kind of lighting. And this is what I want you to remember from this whole conversation. It's this. You have to think about what I'm talking about here relative to your business. So in the case of Amazon or Nike or Walmart or Costco, all these, retailers that are serving a lot of people, multi-billion-dollar, multinational companies, of course they have to structure things in different ways. And of course, Walmart and Amazon have to carry a lot of stuff. Obviously, that's the whole point. That's their entire value proposition. But they still simplify it in such a way, like I said, in the case of Costco, they sell olive oil and dog food and peanut butter and chicken, but their way of simplifying it is only having 1 or 2 or 3 of every option, right? That's their way of simplifying it. Walmart has a different way of simplifying it. They use things like end caps. They use a certain kind of advertising. Like, listen, honestly, I'm not here to talk to you guys about how Walmart does it. If you want to know how the biggest company in the world does it, unless you're another huge company selling hundreds of billions of dollars in product, don't worry about how Walmart does it. Just think about it for your own business. Think about how you can simplify it in 2 ways. Simplify it for the consumer and simplify it for yourself. Because when you can focus, you can do a lot better. And just as importantly, when you can make the choice simple for the consumer, doesn't mean that you can't carry more stuff. Just don't overwhelm them with it. Wendy's has a lot of different things on their menu, but they don't overwhelm you with it. Apple carries hundreds and hundreds of SKUs, but they don't overwhelm you with it. Costco has tens of thousands of products across their stores, but they don't overwhelm you. They keep it simple. And that's what I want you to remember. I want to know what you guys think. You can let me know. JonDavids.com. Get on the newsletter. Of course, follow me across social. And if you like what you're hearing here on the podcast, leave a rating, leave a review. I will talk to you guys next time.